Hello, I'm Justin Parker. I'm a member of Wyre Forest Lodge and I'm the Provincial Grand Chaplain of Worcestershire as well.
So what does that involve, being a provincial chaplain?
There's quite a lot of ceremonial work, so with the great big provincial services and the provincial meetings, I lead the prayers, but also there's a quantity of work behind the scenes, so perhaps taking Masonic funerals and weddings even for members of lodges, but also providing support for people in difficulties. Lots more ceremonial fun as well, and writing parts and orations, we call them. They're almost like sermons for special events. So if we have a centenary or the consecration, which is the birth of a new lodge, I prepare the orations for those. And they're always good fun because you want to tailor them to make them special just for that event.
Now, Justin, you are, without any shadow of a doubt, one of the busiest people that I know. You're a parish priest, you're a prolific Freemason, you're a solicitor as well. How do you balance all of that in your life?
Well, luckily, legal training has helped me out because solicitors are used to living their lives in 6-minute units. So my life tends to be quite well organised. I get up early, I tend to go to bed late, and I make full use of my time. But I wouldn't do it if it wasn't good fun.
Now, a lot of people consider Freemasonry to be a religion. What would you say to that?
No, it simply isn't. Freemasonry in the English Constitution, under our United Grand Lodge, is open to every man who believes in a creator. We refer to God as the great architect of the universe so that we don't exclude any believer from our ways and our rituals. Freemasonry isn't a religion because it doesn't tell you what to do or what to believe.
So let's talk about multi-faith within Freemasonry. What have you seen during your time?
Well, always in a lodge, on the worshipful master's pedestal, the volume of the sacred law is open. That's usually the Christian Bible. But I've been at lodges where there are Masons of all sorts of different faiths, and they've had a long board instead with 5 different holy books open. So there's a Quran, there's a Torah, there's a Gita, there's a Bible, and they make sure that each book is given the same special honour. It's a matter of respect, and it's a matter of common decency. And if we can't get that right, then we probably ought to shut up shop.
Do you think more needs to be done within Freemasonry to encourage more multi-faith?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. Freemasonry does still look a bit white, male and middle class. We're not going to change the male bit. We know there's an order of women Freemasons as well. But the white and middle class bit can change. I think sometimes we've also suffered from the way in which Freemasonry is portrayed on the telly and in press. But I sit down in lodge with people from every calling and walk of life. Perhaps we don't see that clearly enough. But we also need to appeal more widely, and we're going to do that partly by losing our veneer of secrecy. We know why that came about. We know it's World War II that led to that. And we need to fill the public lack of knowledge with truth and fact and certainty rather than the guesswork and supposition and, of course, the made-up stories about Masonry which have filled their minds in the past.
You've mentioned Freemasonry's fun, but what else do you get out of your Freemasonry, Justin?
I get something strange out of it, and that is, surprisingly, relaxation. My mind is full of work and thinking about what I've got to do next and planning and holding all sorts of different pieces of information in my mind. When I'm at lodge, I can't think about anything else. It gives you a chance just to shut off from the hurly-burly and the madness of normal life and not be in a rarefied atmosphere, but be in a supportive atmosphere doing something totally different and that just gives you a chance to catch up with life. And that doesn't do me any harm, and I think that's what's one of those things that really kept me going.
And how do your family feel about your Freemasonry?
There's an awful lot of hilarity when they've seen the various bits of kit. My children know exactly what I do, and they have laughed at a variety of my Masonic regalia, but there's been a long-standing tradition of that. I came into Masonry principally because of my late great-uncle. He had a stack of small cases upon his wardrobe, and I asked him what they were. And he said, "Oh, you'll find out in due course." His late wife, my great-aunt, said, "Those are his wizard bags." And as I got a bit older, he showed me the regalia. And of course, I was fascinated because it was beautiful and interesting and unusual. Well, of course, as a small boy, this was really quite exciting. And he was a good man. He cared for my great-aunt through a long, long illness. And I thought, that's what this man does. It's the right thing to do. And if Masonry is good enough for him, I think it's good enough for me. My wife is very, very long-suffering and puts up with it. She's always supportive, even when I'm doing something really strange. But she's right behind me, no matter what I do. When I was going up for ordination, the bishop said to Amanda, "Well, of course, you're going straight to heaven, dear, because you've suffered enough."